And now for something completely different.
Hi, welcome to Cinematic Relief. You've joined us mid-conversation. Chris, I think the MacGruber movie is going to be bad, and I think it's past its prime.
Yeah, obviously. Didn't it? It already had a movie.
I mean, sorry, yes,
The TV show.
It had a movie that I don't remember people talking fondly about, and now it's going to
Yeah.
have its own TV show. And, congrats to whoever came up with that bit, and that bit has blossomed into, a multimedia franchise.
I was just going to say right before we turned the mics on, I feel like SNL doesn't do that anymore with any franchise. They had the Blues Brothers.
Mm.
They had
Wayne's World.
Coneheads, Wayne's World. Like, every 90s blockbuster movie, not every, like half the 90s blockbuster movies were and 80s, were SNL skits
SNL
at one
bits
point.
turned
Or
to movies.
had SNL cast members in it
Yeah.
who wrote it
Yeah.
on a lot of cocaine. You don't see that anymore.
No.
And this isn't the one that's going to revitalize that movement of SNL skits becoming movies.
Probably not. Would you just pass my water? Sorry, it's right near you. I left it over there while you were. Oh my God! I thought you were actually gonna throw it at me. Okay. So, two things.
Today we're not talking about MacGruber on Cinematic Relief.
No. No. In fact, throw up the poster. We're gonna talk about Troll Hunter.
Yes.
But I want to talk about the DC Fandome and all the trailers that came
Yeah.
out during that. Should we do that first, or should we talk about Troll Hunter first?
Listen, these fine people have come to this podcast. They sat through our bullshit about MacGruber. We're going to give them Troll Hunter. Then we will absolutely talk about that. Though.
Okay, cool.
I also have something I want to talk about, but first, the great Norwegian
Yeah.
B movie Troll Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. So you and I have both seen this film before.
Can I actually say something about
Sure,
that?
yeah.
You were the only other person I know who's seen Troll Hunter.
Yeah.
Me and Anthony were not friends when we both consumed for the first time the film Troll Hunter.
No.
Neither one of us knew about it, and I don't even know how it got brought up in conversation, but early on in our friendship, one of us mentioned, this reminds me of, or something. No, we were talking about CGI. It had to have been that.
It had to have been that.
And one of us was like, hey, there's no chance anybody else in the world has seen this movie except me. But
I know my friend Jen has seen it, but that's only because I watched it with her.
right, it's unbelievable to me that you and I have consumed this super weird
Right.
indie film, and neither one of us inspired the other.
Because
take it
you, I'm assuming you watched it on Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah, it hasn't been on Netflix since
No.
2012.
no, before we knew each other.
Yeah, well before we knew each other. Before I was in college, definitely.
Yeah,
It's great. I love
it's
this film.
fantastic.
It the
Especially for a B movie,
yeah, that
a
too.
foreign B movie.
Yeah. My two things that I was gonna look out for,
Mhm.
because I haven't seen it in a long time, and I was basically a baby last time I saw it. Was, is this movie as good as I remember?
Yep.
Does the CGI
Yep.
hold up as well as I think it does? And I would like to say yes to both.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Ooh, excuse me. We just ate, like always. This is the first thing we're recording today. I think the movie's great. If someone watched this movie and came out the other end and was like, "Oh, it was kind of boring," I'd be like, "Okay, I get it." But I don't think it's boring.
No, especially there's always that element of quote unquote boring downtime lull in found footage films.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's almost come with the genre at this point.
Yeah.
So I agree. If somebody said, "Oh, that film was boring," I'd say maybe this genre isn't for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a really good film. I do have one complaint. And it's with the ending, but that's just because I
Yes.
don't understand. I still don't understand what happened with the ending, because
Walks off into the
he's
sunset.
talking about the big giants.
Yeah.
He's like, we might have to fight a really, really huge one, and then they find the huge one, and then he fights it, and he successfully kills it, and before he does, he gives a speech to them like, I might die if I
Yeah.
do all this stuff, and then after he kills it, he just walks into the sunset, and then the government people show up. This part makes sense. The government people show up, and the kids we've been watching this whole time are like running from them, and then does the cameraman get hit by a car? Or does it just look like they get hit by a car, by a truck?
That's a good
'Cause
question.
because she runs and she trips, and then the truck, and then the film ends.
I didn't.
So I think at least the camera gets hit by the truck.
Yeah, I didn't take it that she got hit at the end. I don't know why. Maybe I just. There so much happens in the last 5 minutes. I feel
Right.
like you're still processing while everything's happening.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. You see the truck come, and my mind is still like, where did the old man, the old dude
yeah,
go?
exactly.
I can't remember any
Also,
of their names.
She's running, and I'm like, are those other two dead?
Yeah.
Here's the thing with this movie. It was set up for a sequel that it never got,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Which I feel like I did a little bit of research on it. I feel like it was successful enough.
Well, it was going to get an American remake, we
Oh,
found
that's
out.
right. Yeah, it was
And
going to
they're
get
the
an
one who
yeah.
tossed it.
Yeah. Why? Why toss it?
It's so good. Here's the thing. B-movie is still... it's not like if you and I were to make something. It's not like that. These people still have money backing it.
Yeah.
But there was so much love, thought, and care put into this movie. We see a practical car get destroyed 2 or 3 times. There's practical props of troll tails.
You and I
which
had
is cool.
You and I had a tree count.
Yes, we
going.
the
for-
tree budget for Troll Hunter. Sometimes, like, here's the thing: a couple of them had to just be. We're gonna scout out these 10 miles where we're filming and find some trees that are pushed aside.
Free. Anyone can chop them down if they want.
Right, but there are some that literally get broken apart by a CG monster.
Yeah.
Mind you, in like 2012, and it looks super realistic.
Yeah. All the CG looks great, and it's back to the Jurassic Park conversation of like all the CG in this movie is either at night or literally looking at it with night vision.
Right.
So CG looks better in the dark when you can like shine a light on it. And the CG in this movie looks great. Some of the trolls look like scary, and then other ones kind of look a little more Henson-y.
Yep.
But I don't think that's an issue. I feel like this movie was like, let's just take every bit of troll mythology we can find, every nursery rhyme, every Norse book about trolls, and we'll just put it in. Like it's like when what's a good example? I don't know. It's just they were like. It's like when someone takes vampires in their movie and they're like, which vampire are we going to use?
Right,
And it's like, what are vampires weak to in this movie? It's like, I know everything. It's all vampire mythologies. And they did that with this troll movie, and I it's good.
I liked it too. It does have one flaw to me.
Sure.
There's a crutch. Not a crutch. There's a plot point where they trolls can smell the blood of a Christian man.
Yeah.
And that plays an effect. It plays a little too big of an effect considering I get no explanation for it.
I see what you're saying. He says trolls smell Christians, and you say why, and the movie says no.
The movie says no. We're gonna kill a character because of it, but don't worry about why.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: that's some bullshit somebody made up to like 1,000 years ago.
Right.
IRL.
Yeah.
Give me a little if you're gonna throw it in your movie, though, give it some reason. Like they gave why trolls turn to stone a scientific reasoning.
Yeah, they
and
did.
That was
really
awesome.
cool.
That was really well thought out. Give me that same thing for the other thing. It wasn't like a deal breaker for this movie.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where it's like,
why?
Because you said it, right? He just says it. He's like, oh, also the Christian thing, and then it doesn't really come back again until a character fucking dies because of it, and you're like, well, wait. If there was that much stake on this, why?
Yeah, explain it. And, like, good luck. Like, I'm not looking at the writers like, you morons.
Yeah.
Like, good luck explaining it.
Yeah, we're not saying here's what we would do.
Right. We haven't done one of those in a while.
If we made?
Yeah.
Well, we did them all. We wrote up a draft of all the if we mades we would do, and then we made them all.
We should do another one.
We got to come up with more.
If we made Troll Hunter, we couldn't do it justice because this movie was good enough as is.
It's a 30-second long, well, with the intro and outro, a minute and a half long video essay. And it's us being like, go watch Troll Hunter. It's
Yeah.
good, and we tried.
Yeah.
Please subscribe. More to come.
I feel like there's a few things I'm missing about our good buddy friends, the Troll Hunters.
Yeah, it's been a while since we watched it. But
We're trying to stockpile these cinematic reliefs here.
yeah, this one's actually going up today, so we'll see about that. But no, the other thing to mention is that this movie is completely 100% in Swedish.
Yeah, it's foreign. What is that?
I'm pretty sure it's Swedish, right?
No, they have. It's. I don't think it's Swedish.
Well, it's what I was getting at is the whole thing is subtitles.
Yes,
subtitles.
yes.
So if you're going to watch it, that's what we should talk about. We should talk about how we watch this film because
Oh yeah, that's an
people
interesting story.
who are hearing us might be wondering.
I want a Blu-ray of it, and I don't know if that's possible.
I don't know. I'd love to own this movie. But no. So it was on Netflix like a long time ago, and we were trying to look for it on demand and stuff, and we finally found it on Tubi. TUBI. For those of you who don't know, Tubi is basically free Netflix. And you have to watch ads because it's free. But they have a phone app, they have a PS4 app, and basically, and I said this last time, and it's still true, but it's not an insult. It's basically like, it's like a cesspool of like B-movie horror films,
Yeah.
which I guess this technically is.
Well, I see. It's funny because I was gonna say not to derail that for too long, but I feel like this is the first found footage film in the genre that I would not classify as horror.
Horror, yeah.
But I'm sure Tubi is classified.
Yeah,
as
I was gonna
horror.
say it'll probably say horror, but they do have other stuff. They had this. I was on there. I was looking. I was browsing. I was like, I've never just like browsed, and there
Yeah.
is a lot of B-movie horror stuff. They have all the Killjoy movies and all that stuff. They also have like a shit ton of anime.
Oh,
They
yeah?
have every season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which Netflix does not.
including
Part 5, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, all of it. They have,
Wow.
as near as I can tell, I haven't watched this show, but they have all of Hunter x Hunter. They have most of Naruto, from what I saw. They have every season of Yu-Gi-Oh! They had a lot of anime. I was like, this is like better than Netflix.
That's
Because Netflix,
crazy.
like everything, Netflix was like, now that we have anime, let's make our own. And sometimes their own anime is one, not their own, but two, sometimes it's good.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Cells at Work is a Netflix original joint.
No. Well, it was a manga first.
Right, but the anime, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
I
is
don't know.
Netflix produced.
It was good. I watched Cells at Work with Pauline.
Good. Now everyone I know has seen it except me. But that's my fault.
She loves that.
No, what I'm getting at is Netflix. I feel like Netflix is like genre. We can do that genre,
Yeah.
and Tubi because it's free and because why would it? Doesn't make its own programming, but it has a whole. You know how there's like sections on Netflix of like
Yeah.
thriller this. If you go down far enough, there's a section called not on Netflix, and I was like, good,
Sweet.
good, flex
Stick
on
it
us.
to him.
Stick it to him. Yeah, no, I was surprised at the amount of not B-movie stuff that was there. Like there was a
Yeah.
couple movies that I was like, "Oh, I've heard of that." And then I found the anime. I was like, "Oh my god, there's so much anime." There's
Because you
all
and
of
I
anime.
skimmed through Tubi once, and it just seemed we were like, "Oh, this is a horror movie."
Right, because our
Yeah.
friend's brother is in a B
Yes.
horror film, and it's actually on Tubi, and we found the scene with him in it.
Right.
But that was years ago at this point. I don't think I ever told you this. I downloaded Tubi. This was like years ago. I downloaded Tubi because I heard that Tubi had Frozen, and I was like, oh, I've wanted to see that. I haven't seen it yet, and Disney Plus wasn't around yet. So I downloaded it. It does have a movie called Frozen, but it's a horror film where these people get stuck on a ski lift. I have not seen it. I've heard things
Awesome.
about it, but I was like, that's not Frozen.
You
You've
big
tricked me.
sillies.
But yes, if you want to watch Troll Hunter, Tubi, it's free. There is ads, of course. But what are you gonna do?
Get over it.
Get over it. And Troll Hunter was really good, very well acted, very well executed. I guess it's huge over there. When I was reading
I
the
don't-
Wikipedia article,
It's huge in my life. If I would be first in line for a Troll Hunter 2.
yeah,
I'd be so down for it.
I'd be first in line for a Troll Hunter 2 or a Troll Hunter
Well, you can't be
USA.
First in line. I'm first in line.
Well, then we'll fight, and one of us will die, and then the other one will be replaced with a
Probably
stuffed animal.
Pauline. I feel like either way, it's Pauline.
Then Thunder and Monsoon's anime corner becomes the whole
Wow,
channel.
you assume you win, huh?
If in my head I was like, well, if I win, it's gonna be a lot more anime on this channel. Let's see if Roger Ebert ever saw Troll Hunter.
God, no.
I bet you he hasn't. But what if he did? I feel like there's movies. You
Yeah.
know, oh, he did.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Oh, he has.
Oh no.
All right, I promised the song in the future, so here it comes.
Hold on. Clean take? Just keep this recording of it. Don't ever sing it again. Just keep this recording of it. Do your best you can do here right now. I'll even shut off the AC if you want.
No, it's cool. I don't mind doing it. I just didn't want to do it while Pauline was here.
Okay. Did you get nervous?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Here it comes, hot and ready. Oh, I got an ad for a car. Oh, oh, interesting. The exclusive Encore GX has Alexa built right into it. Ooh, okay. Wait, is she shut off? Alexa. Okay, never mind.
Never mind, Alexa. Christ.
You said it again. You woke her up again.
Sorry.
Do. He wrote a review, and he wrote some more, and then he wrote too many Roger Ebert reviews. Welcome to Roger Ebert's Critic Corner, a podcast for the podcast. I'm your host, Anthony. Joining me today is Lightning. From Thunder and Lightning Gaming.
Awesome.
Roger Ebert reviewed Troll Hunter June 22nd, 2011. So, like, he was maybe at the premiere, because that's incredibly soon after it came out. How many stars do you think EB gave Troll? Oh, also, I found the title. This one has a title. The title is Trolls Are Very Ugly, comma, except two other trolls. So sort of just a pun, I guess, a joke, flexing his 5 minutes comedy act in the title.
Sweet. Was not funny. 0
You
stars for the comedy.
You saying was not funny was funnier than his thing.
I'm so upset he reviewed this movie.
Why?
Because he's going to shit on it, and it's so good. And he doesn't deserve to watch cinema like that.
Oh, it's very short. I'll probably read the whole thing.
2.
2.5. 2.5 is what he gave it.
Good. That means it either sucked or it was kind of okay.
It is a misery to be a troll. You haunt the
Wait,
forests.
Time out. This movie is not about the trolls.
No,
I hope he knows that. It's about the... oh my God, what a way to start this.
What if we keep reading it? He's like, this was the weirdest live-action Fraggle Rock I've ever seen. It is a misery to be a troll. You haunt the forests of Norway, live in clammy caves, and inhabit bodies incapable of processing vitamin D so that the sun can cause you to crumble into stone. Your obsession is hunting Christians, but because you live in a Norwegian wilderness far from cities, there are few Christians to be found, and since some trolls are taller than trees, they can see you coming.
Can I time out again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That was not... He never said they live to hunt Christian men. I think they can just sniff them out, and that makes them easy to hunt.
Right,
He made
if you...
some he took some liberties.
As far as the fiction of the movie's concerned, if they smell a Christian, I'm on it.
Right.
But they're not going to be like,
They're
all
not
right, it's
actively
nighttime.
hunting.
9:01, time to hunt Christians.
Right.
Troll Hunter is a mockumentary. Good. allegedly edited.
It's a found film genre movie. I don't know
Would
if
it
I'd
not be
call it-
considered a mockumentary?
I feel like they're too mockumentary. I
is
feel
what
like it's funny.
is what Michael Moore does, right?
No, I think I think he does very serious documentaries. I don't know much about Michael Moore. No, Spinal Tap is a mockumentary. It's not real. They're poking fun at
Right. Okay.
I would. I would argue that
You
I
would not consider Troll Hunter a
no,
mockumentary?
I'd say it's a found film. It's a found footage film.
I think there's not a word for it yet in 2011.
Blair Witch Project. That was the first one. People made a big
Is a
deal that it was
mockumentary allegedly
okay.
edited from anonymous footage and certainly inspired by the Blair Witch Project.
Hey.
It has something going for it. We see a lot of trolls and we saw precious few witches.
What?
Oh, he's saying in the Blair Witch we don't see witches.
Oh, so
but
he,
in Troll Hunter we see
hey,
trolls.
Ding compared it to another. Should we have a list?
A bingo card?
Not
A
even
Roger Ebert?
bingo card might be cool, but
Just
just like
a
here's the things he's gonna do. We
a,
know it.
a figurative bingo card.
Yeah, I want to write them out though. Be like, oh, he hit one.
You
Oh,
wanna-
he hit two.
You want to do that for next episode?
Yeah.
And by next episode, I mean 2 from now because we already recorded next
Yes.
episode. At first, the filmmakers aren't even looking for trolls. 3 young students are on track of a man suspected of poaching bears. We
It's
meet.
one of my favorite parts. That they're not that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the way to go with movies like
yeah.
this. How
Well,
it's
you-
like we tried to make a documentary about
Right.
this, but it ended up being this.
Exactly.
That's what happened with the not to go wildly off topic, but that's what happened with the 9/11 documentary. It was supposed to be about firefighter training, and then 9/11 happened.
Oh wow.
And then it was a 9/11 movie. Great film, touching, very sad film. We meet Thomas, his sound person Joanna, and the cinematographer, none of whom, of course, is especially competent because a requirement of the genre is a lot of queasy cam. That I will agree with him on. Found footage films are always a little barfy.
Yeah.
They're on the trail of a suspect, Hans, who prowls the forest trails in a Land Rover with alarming scratches on its door. Eventually, Hans allows them to trail along, and they discover that the Norwegian government employs troll hunters in a secret program to stop the beasts who are a threat to power pylon, the environment, and, of course, Christians. They sniff out Christians by their distinctive smell. That leads to some droll seeds in which Hans leads them in smearing their bodies with troll stench. That's funny. New paragraph. That's funny. Period. A lot of Troll Hunter, but not enough is funny. Oh, did they market this film as a comedy?
What? They better not have.
It was listed as a comedy in Tubi. Don't you remember?
Yes, actually, it wasn't overtly funny.
I think they might have. Hold on. That's funny. A lot of Troll Hunter, but not enough, is funny. I imagine the best way to see the movie would be the way it was presented at Sundance. Of course, that's where he saw it. At a quote-unquote secret midnight screening at which the capacity audience allegedly had no idea what it is about to see. Oh. Trolls are very ugly, except 2 other trolls. It came back. There are various sorts, including mountain trolls, forest trolls. The storage of Christians in their local perhaps explains their ill humor. They spend a great deal of time roaring, bleating, squealing, and snorting at a very high volume, which is, after a point, too much of a muchness. The fake doc looks nicely explained. What the fuck? The fake doc look nicely explains the partial glimpses and incomplete shots during the troll hunts, although we get a nice look at some of the beasts who have amazingly ugly schnozolas. Is Roger Ebert Jewish?
I don't care.
Because
Wait,
he just used the word schnozola to describe a nose.
it's 2011. Talk about how good the trolls looked with their CG, or don't
They're-
make a review about it.
There
Piece
is a
of
scene
shit.
that seems like a loving tribute to monster movies since time immemorial, in which threatened humans huddle in a cave and monsters can be seen sniffing at the cave's mouth. This solves the problem of incorporating effects in parentheses and miniatures ? Into the shot.
Does he know CG exists in 2011?
I think what he just admitted to us was that it was so good that he couldn't tell.
Cool.
Because he's like, maybe they're miniatures, but no, they were CG. At one point, he's explaining the trolls cannot be seen in satellite photos. That must be because their coloration and not their size. Because one in particular seems to stand 50 feet tall, easy. Why did I waste my time thinking about satellite photos, however, when I was presented with more pressing problems? If trolls can't stand sunlight, which creates vitamin D and helps with bone calcium, why do they possess so much calcium that a leading cause of death is instant calcification, which is not a pretty sight? Unfortunately, the film ends abruptly before the troll hunters can explain that. Of course, it's a requirement of the genre that all children of the Blair Witch end abruptly, but I digress. The end. Back in 2011, was there 2 found footage films, Blair Witch and this one?
I feel like Paranormal Activity was out at that point.
2011? I
feel
don't
like
know
the
about
first
that.
one.
Let me see. Yeah, I was also. Oh yeah, it came out in 2007.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Compare it to that. Like it's like the best rated found footage film ever made. That's so
Maybe
weird.
it's because Blair Witch also takes place in the woods.
In a wood, yeah. I don't know. What do you think of that?
He could have shit on it more. I mean, he shouldn't have.
Right,
It was a
right.
good movie, but I
Yeah.
feel like if he really felt like it, he could have gone harder. In his own very particular way, he did comment on how good the CG looked.
Yeah, he didn't say
No,
computer
God,
graphic
no.
imaging once,
No.
but he definitely hinted at the fact that he was tricked into thinking it was real, which I guess is a compliment.
He wasn't racist.
That's a big surprise.
He
A welcomed surprise.
He wasn't sexist. He wasn't
Really offensive at all.
offensive. Yeah, he wasn't offensive. There was not. If he found something to be offensive about in this movie, I'd be impressed. I guess he's not a xenophobe. He didn't mention how they were foreign.
Right. You'd think we've known Ebert long enough I expected him to be like, but I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was middle of the road.
Yeah.
Definitely deserved 3 stars.
This is one of the problems with Roger Ebert, though. He talked so little about how he actually liked it that I'm confused by the 2.5 star
Yeah.
rating. 2.5 stars to me says it was pretty good and I enjoyed watching it, but he didn't communicate that to me in his
2.5
review.
stars gives you a solid 15% to play around in
Yeah.
between.
Maybe he did it on purpose. Maybe he's like, I'll make a rating so vague that I don't actually have to talk about how much I liked it.
Yeah, I mean that's 60
I
and
could just-
75% is 2.5.
I could just talk about how my nephew stole all my Pokemon cards, but I won't credit him as my nephew because I think I might be legitimately angry at him about it. And we won't find out that he's my nephew until the Rugrats Go Wild review.
That's
That's Ebert for you.
yeah. Completely off topic.
Yeah, sure.
Something for, I guess, maybe. We'll just say a future cinematic relief. I won't say specifically which one,
Okay.
because it's definitely not the next. We already know what the next one is.
Yeah.
This is totally random, totally off topic.
Okay.
Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Sure.
Jake Gyllenhaal did a good job.
Yeah.
I think you and I both talked about, maybe even on the cinematic relief of that movie.
Yeah.
Neither one of us cared for Jake Gyllenhaal before that film.
Until then, yeah.
I have since watched 3 Jake Gyllenhaal movies that I was unbelievably surprised at how well he did and how much I enjoyed the films.
Okay.
Now, you,
Me.
as Thunder,
Yes.
I think you would enjoy all 3.
The only Jake Gyllenhaal movies I've seen are Far From Home and Donnie Darko.
Neither one of those. Well, I mean, I wasn't going to do Far From
Right,
Home. We already did a. This is not either of those.
Have you seen Donnie Darko?
No.
It's weird.
Okay.
I like it, but if you hated
Well, if
it,
you want, actually, well, no. I have no comment. I know nothing about
right?
it.
No, I'm just saying from what I know about Donnie Darko, I like it. But if you hated it, I'd be like, yeah,
Okay.
not because if anyone was like, I hated it, you know what I mean?
Well, I want to throw that in the melting pot for the first time ever, and we're doing this on air. I apologize. I just wanted to get your
Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, you told me about this earlier.
Yeah.
You told me you were going to do this.
I want to do 2 movies for single cinematic relief,
Okay.
and I want to do a Jake Gyllenhaal double feature, and I want you to pick the 2 movies. I have 4,
Oh, okay.
including the one you just said.
Okay.
I was gonna have 3. Now we have 4.
Okay.
That one you just said.
Yes.
Zodiac,
Okay.
End of Watch,
Okay.
Nightcrawler.
Oh. Oh.
Not the superhero.
No. I know. I've heard about Nightcrawler.
I think I've told you about Nightcrawler.
I don't want to watch End of Watch. Period.
Okay. I'm curious.
What
why.
was the second one?
It was Zodiac.
Let's do Zodiac and Nightcrawler.
Okay. I'm curious though. Why not End of Watch? I'm fine with the 2 picks you just had.
When the trailers dropped, I thought it looked bad, and now it's 2020, and I think differently of police officers.
You know, that's fair. I'm
They're-
not
they-
gonna.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking like that. I just enjoyed the movie. I wasn't even thinking like that.
I saw the trailers
I
for
don't
it. I was
blame
like,
you.
that movie looks boring, and I might not like it. Now that I'm an adult, maybe I would, but not now.
Not currently.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I don't know why I wasn't thinking like that, but I don't blame you. So Zodiac and Nightcrawler are
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal double feature.
Zodiac is, I'm assuming, about the Zodiac killer.
Yes, and do you know who's in it?
Mark Ruffalo?
Yes, and do you know who else?
No.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
Yeah.
Iron Man and the Hulk
Yes,
and
exactly.
Mysterio.
And Mysterio, exactly.
Nightcrawler. Sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong. Nightcrawler's about those people who listen to police scanners.
And try to get
and-
the footage.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and sell it to. Yeah, I have heard about this. Yeah, that
yes,
sounded
I think
interesting.
I've told you about it. I might be wrong.
No, I definitely heard it on a podcast.
It's a creepy movie, but it's good.
Yeah, these people, these Nightcrawlers or scanners or whatever you want to call them, they don't sound like good people
No.
in real
But
life.
the whole movie, I won't give you too much detail.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
a
don't.
psychopath,
Oh, okay.
and he's just looking for work, and he thinks he can do well in this career, so he starts up his own business,
Okay.
and it takes off from there.
Donnie Darko, as best as I can describe, is a horror film that's not scary.
Okay,
If that makes sense.
sure.
It's one of those movies where you watch it and either you get it or you're like, I have no clue what just happened, and then you look up what happened. You're like, oh, okay, that's what happened, and then your response is either, okay, that was really cool, I'm gonna watch it again, or that was dumb and I
Okay.
didn't like it.
Okay.
And the only reason I watched it was because the monster in that film, really scared me. I saw pictures of it. I was like, oh God, it's so scary. And then my friend Michelle from high school was like, just watch it. And I watched it. I was like, oh, that wasn't scary at all.
Yeah.
That wasn't scary. That wasn't scary. That wasn't a horror movie. That was
Okay.
just not scary.
I just realized I just said this would be our first double feature, like intentional double feature.
yeah.
It isn't. We did Jurassic Park 1 and 2. That's my fault.
And we did Jurassic Park 1 and 2. We did Spy Kids 3, and we just so happened to talk about Jurassic Park 1 and 2.
But that wasn't intended.
No.
That wasn't the intent. I was saying this would be our first intentional double feature, but it already isn't.
It already
It'll
isn't,
be our
no.
first time acknowledging an actor specifically.
Yeah. Yes.
Odd choice for these 2 guys
Yeah.
for the first actor. But I was just watching Nightcrawler last night, and I was like, you know what? I'm not saying he's fantastic. I'm not saying he's the best actor ever.
Right.
I may have misjudged him, and I want to give him a shot. I'm not going to not watch a movie because he's in it now.
Have you seen, I think the answer is no. I know I've asked you this a lot, but it's relevant, I promise, to the conversation we're having. Have you seen John Mulaney in the Sack Lunch Bunch?
No.
Okay.
Still no, but gonna do it someday.
If you're watching it and you're like 2 songs in and you're like, I don't know about this, please just watch till the very end because Jake Gyllenhaal shows up and it's the best Jake Gyllenhaal thing that might ever exist ever.
Okay.
It's really good and great and cool, and I love that show. And they just announced last week that we're getting 2 more, but they're going to be on
Wow.
Comedy Central, which, I don't care as long as I get 2 more.
Right.
So I'm very excited about that. Let's talk about the Fandome.
yeah, go for it.
So, new trailer for Wonder Woman 84.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's just me. Did you see anything from the Fandome?
I haven't yet.
Okay, that's totally fine. because I saw everything. I don't know if it's just me. I Wonder Woman 1984 does not look good.
Okay.
And I'll be the first to say I said this about the original Wonder Woman 2, and that movie's incredible, and I really like it. So maybe I'll be wrong this time too, but it just... They announced it, I was like, cool, can't wait. Legitimately excited for that. And then the more they announced of it, I was like, And now that we have trailers, and now there's new trailers, like the big one with all the things in it, I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, they got, I'm sure you heard, but they got Kristen Wiig to play the cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I'm wrong in thinking this, but every time I hear comedian is going to be in a serious role, I'm always like,
Oh yeah. No. Same here.
And it's not until I see it that I'm like, oh, okay, they did fine, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Pedro Pascal, the guy who plays Mandalorian and the Red
Viper.
Viper from Game of Thrones. He was playing a role that was kept pretty secret until the trailers dropped. Everyone thought he was going to play Dr. Fate, and I was going to be like, that's so cool, because Dr. Fate's whole thing is he never takes his mask off, and Pedro Pascal is really good at that. But no, he's playing Maxwell Lord, which is just like a human businessman. He was in that character was in Supergirl. He's just like,
Was he intentionally kept secret?
no, I guess not.
Okay.
I mean, there was the whole like, we're filming, so don't say who you are. But
Right. Right.
now that the trailers are out, he's Maxwell Lord, and he's clearly that. And I assume that what's going to happen is Maxwell Lord going to villain it up, and then he's going to convince Cheetah to do Cheetah things, and I don't know. It also, the Chris Pine is back, and in the last movie he died, but he's back in this one, and but this time he's going to be the fish out of water like she was last time, because now at this point she's been living in our land for this long, and I don't know. It just looks, I'm not excited. So hopefully I'll be surprised if it's really good.
Let me just for future, I will never be excited about this DC franchise coming out with anything.
Well, let's talk about the Suicide Squad movie, because James Gunn is making it.
No, I know. I'm not excited. I might see it, but like I'm not overly excited about it.
But aren't you a huge James Gunn fan?
Yeah, I love James Gunn. I don't care for this DC franchise, and like even if he makes one good movie, I'm gonna say that was good. Wish it was in a better franchise so I can enjoy more of it.
Yeah.
First one sucked.
Yeah,
Margot Robbie, their main character, is not gonna do well. I can tell you that.
Well, I mean, you know me. I'll the first and last one to shit on Margot Robbie's performance as Harley Quinn. But I shit on Chris Hemsworth's performance as Thor, and then Taika Waititi got up in there, you know?
No, that's fair. That's fair. We'll see. But here's the thing, though. That franchise was doing well beyond Thor.
Right.
This is the polar opposite. That would
Right.
be this franchise doing well despite everything else, and that's not enough for me.
As far as I'm concerned, there's only two good movies, and they are Wonder Woman and Shazam. Shazam was,
Is Joker even part of the franchise? Has anybody talked about that?
yeah, I believe he's intentionally not part of the franchise.
Cool. Good thing. Good job. Good job. What the fuck?
They also announced that Ben Affleck is going to be reprising his role as Batman in the Flash movie, which is weird because they already announced that Michael Keaton is going to be reprising his role as Batman in the Flash movie. So I guess both of them.
Cool.
I guess. Speaking of but the Suicide Squad, they didn't actually show a trailer. They showed a behind-the-scenes thing where everyone was like, James Gunn made a good movie. And then they showed like the
Can
character.
you believe it?
The character like introductions. I will say, Peter Capaldi as the Thinker is genius casting. I cannot wait to see what he does with that role. The Thinker was the main villain last season on The Flash, and he was so cool. And now they have Doctor Who playing him, so I'm super excited for that.
What if Brightburn's up in there? No, I know he won't be.
I'm still holding out hope for a Brightburn cinematic universe.
Yeah, that would. I think his time would be better spent on that. Or Guardians 3.
Do you want to know what sucks? If this Suicide Squad movie is really bad, which I don't think it will be because James Gunn is at the helm, this is the movie that's stopping Guardians of the Galaxy 3
Yeah.
from being in production. Like, his
Yeah.
contract states that he has to finish Suicide Squad first, then he can make Guardians 3. Anyways,
Yeah.
they showed we finally have a trailer for The Batman, the one with Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Okay.
How-
Still happening.
Oh, yeah.
Why did I think it wasn't happening?
I don't know. Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
still happening. So, the Batman was supposed to be Ben Affleck directed and starring, and it was supposed to be the bad guy was going to be Deathstroke, and he left both of those roles, and they dropped Deathstroke. So they started over, and this time it's Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne. I'm gonna say it. I don't like Robert Pattinson. I
No,
think
that's
he's
fair.
sort of a bad actor.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep an open mind. The trailer was really good. I'll say
Okay.
that. I'm not gonna say the movie looks good. It was a good trailer.
Okay.
It seems like the bad guy might be Hush, but maybe I'm looking at too far into that. The trailer I saw. It was definitely like an extended teaser. There wasn't much dialogue, from Batman at least. But it looked promising. It is weird that we have 3 Batmen and 2 of them are going to be in the Flash movie.
Well, I was just gonna say, in the year 2020, this is very important to me. Enjoying a superhero movie. Where's this fall in the timeline?
I
Is
have
there
no
a
idea.
timeline?
I have no idea. I haven't looked that far into it.
Oh, okay. Because if it doesn't have a place, or if it's just not spoken about, that's dumb. You're like 15 movies into your franchise. What are you doing?
Yeah, see, the issue is if DC Universe was like, we're going to make 15 movies, none of them are going to be connected. That'd be fine.
Yeah,
but
whatever,
they
fine
started
at that
this.
point.
They started this with Man of Steel, and then they were like, instead of Man of Steel 2, it's going to be called Batman vs. Superman:
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice, and it's going to set up 6 superheroes, and the Aquaman movie's going to suck shit, and the Cyborg movie's never going to come out. And then they also showed a trailer for the Snyder Cut. Have you heard about this? You know what it is?
I was
very confused about what it was this
Know
whole
what it
time
is.
when people were like, release the Snyder Cut. I thought they were talking about an alternate version of Batman versus Superman. They're talking about an alternate version of the Justice League movie.
Yeah.
So famously, what happened is Zack Snyder's making Justice League, and he's making it the way he wants to make, and then his son in real life dies. So they bring in Joss Whedon to finish up production. And Joss Whedon, I don't know if you've heard this, but over the past couple of months, it's kind of been revealed that Joss Whedon's a big piece of shit and probably will never make another movie because he sucks, it sounds like. But in my opinion, when I watch the Justice League movie, you can really tell which scenes are Snyder and which scenes are
Yeah.
Whedon. The best parts are the Whedon parts, I'd say, in my opinion. And now what he's going to do is Zack Snyder's going to take out the Whedon parts. He's going to put his parts back in. And it's going to be, like, ridiculously long. It's supposed to be, like, 4 hours long or something like that. And they showed a trailer for it, and, like...
It's not canon.
What do you mean?
It's not that's fun and all. That's cool. And, like, if I was a fan of that universe, I'd probably check it out. It's not canon to the franchise.
Is a director's cut not usually canon?
If it's not the original director, I wouldn't say so.
It is the original director.
I mean the director who actually ended up making the movie. If it's
Well,
not
that's the
him,
thing.
I
They
wouldn't say so.
both made it because he made some of it, and then it wasn't finished. And Joss Whedon was like, "I'll make the rest, but I'll do it my way."
Is DC releasing this?
It's going to be an HBO Max exclusive. But yeah, DC is releasing it, or else the trailer wouldn't have been at the Fandome.
Then I guess it's their responsibility that they have completely thrown to the ground to explain to the fans whether it's canon or not.
Yeah, I mean it. Here's the thing: they showed off the trailer, and I saw someone tweet this, and I'm going to basically repeat what they said because it's kind of what I thought. It looks like the same ass movie. It looks like the same movie with just some alternate cuts, which is fine for a director's cut.
Right.
Like I've seen a few director's cuts in my day. It's usually like a new scene or two,
Yeah.
or one extended scene or one shot a little differently. But this one's like the one, and everyone's wanted it, and it's gonna be like 17 hours long, and fuck you, and I'm gonna do Superman my way, and all of the actors in the film are like, hell yeah, you do it, man. We've wanted this since the beginning. Fuck Joss Whedon for real.
Hey, here's a question.
Yeah.
Is Doomsday going to be better?
Doomsday was not in that film, so
Oh, he was in.
He was in Batman vs Superman.
Oh, then you know what? My 15% of caring just dropped back to 0.
No, the main villain in Justice League is someone called Steppenwolf, and the whole time he's like, I got to do this stuff for Darkseid, and apparently the Snyder cut, it just is going to be Darkseid as the
Okay.
villain. So I don't know. I don't know about all that. I feel like there's one more thing that happened. No, I think that's it. Oh, they showed a trailer for Flash season 7. Famously, all the Arrowverse shows last season got cut like 3 or 4 episodes short. And it looks like what they did was they took those 3 episodes and made it a whole season.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that. I know a lot of people have been a little meh on Flash lately because it's been very Iris focused, and a lot of people don't like Iris. I've never not liked Iris. I think she's a okay character, and she's just gotten better with time. So I don't know what people's beef. I mean, I know what people's beef is, but I don't agree with it. But that looked good. That was basically it. The other stuff they announced was video games, and we'll talk about that on our normal podcast.
Yeah.
So tune into that 4 days from now.
Tell them what the next cinematic relief is.
The
gonna
next cinematic relief that we already filmed is going to be Disney and Pixar's Onward. It's going to be with Monsoon. Monsoon and Lightning have already seen Onward. I did not see Onward. Will not tell you what I thought about it. I will not tell you if I liked it or not because
Not even in that cinematic relief.
You'll never know if I liked Onward or not. No, but that's what the next episode is going to be, and then who fucking knows after that? Maybe we'll do this Jake Gyllenhaal thing, but maybe not. We'll see. If you heard probably that we were looking for subscribers and we set a goal and we got them. So one of the upcoming cinematic reliefs is going to be fan picked.
Fan picked. There
So
will be a poll.
Yes, there's going to be a poll on our Facebook. So look out for that. We're literally right now in the throes of coming up with that poll. So check that out in the next couple days, and that episode will probably be out next month. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that does it for us. And until next time, I've been Thunder.
And I'm Lightning.
Stay safe, stay clean, and go watch a movie.